Hi, we are. We're live. If you've ever done any lives before, you will always have that weird, awkward moment where you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait till the button goes red," and you just sit there staring at your participants. That's what we've just done. We've just stared at each other for the last 30 seconds.
And
Hi,
we've done great at
everybody.
it.
Best staring ever.
It's the quietest we've been all day.
Actual. That is the truth. That is the actual truth. So welcome to our first live, and I love that my first live is with you two because you're both like originals, and I'm so happy that you're here. So thanks. I feel like I couldn't have gone live with a better gang of people. Like you're just actual besties. So this is so cute. I love this. Thank you. Andy is in the waiting room, and I don't know that she wants to be in the waiting room, so I'm just gonna look at her face and see if she's saying yes, she wants to come in. No. Okay, cool. So we should be live. It says we're live, although I can't see us on LinkedIn live. So we may be just recording to ourselves. Who the fuck knows?
Well, I've just had a pop-up on my
someone's saying
phone
hello. Someone has said hello.
So.
Thank God. LinkedIn user has said hello. All is well. So I suppose we should do like a proper intro. So these lives are going to be happening now every week until the very week of the Great Geek Together, which I feel like excited about, but also petrified about because that means it's not very far away, gals. Like it's soon.
Excited.
It's soon. And I just thought it'd be really nice to like get together with like existing geeks, new geeks, people who are attending for the first time, people who've been to all of them, just to like chat about them. Because I feel like for me, the Geek Together is something I really find hard to put words to. Like, because it's not, this is going to sound really wanky now. It's not an event, but it isn't.
Not,
it's more than an event. Yeah. It's like a feeling. It's a feeling.
It is. And I think that's one thing I was going to say, actually. It's hard to describe. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
It's so odd. So you two are both my original geeks from the very start of the Geek Squad. So it's very apt and perfect that you are joining me today in the first one. So should we do intros? Tell me like, or tell the world who you are. I feel like I'm still a black. What's your name and where'd you come from? I'll start with Suze. Tell us like a bit about you, who you are and why you're here.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am originally from France, born in Paris, English parents, came over when I was 20 because I was very much English, not French. Sorry, French. I do have a French passport, which really helps, but I'm very much more English. I started my career in events and hotels and then realised that actually that really wasn't for me, but also having a family and working in that environment doesn't quite work. So went into more sort of
events. This is new to me. I didn't know this. I love this.
Love
Why have you not been doing more for me for the event?
I mean, I have proposed my services on many occasions, Michelle, let's not lie. And I then went into sort of office management and then sort of went into HR on the back of office management because it was just part of the role because it was a smaller business and basically just fell in love with it. However, I do think that my experience at the beginning was very beige, and I think there was very much the sort of steer towards the CIPT. I know we don't want to say that too loud.
Just get on the floor.
But I actually never went down that route. So I've never actually gone through my CIPD qualification. But I've always loved helping people, doing the best for people, but trying to be a bit different in terms of not always, I mean, yes, obviously making sure that it's all lawful and the right thing to do, but try to put a bit of spice into it. And I think I've done it for 10 years now, and I think I met you at year 5, and so it's like 5 years of changing my view a bit more and just having a clan.
Nice.
I'm definitely, we've got this amazing WhatsApp group on top of the Geek Get Together and everything else, but I'm a bit of a shy one. I don't really participate much in it. However, I very much read it and I love what's in there. And I think the event for me is just something big, which we'll talk about in a bit. But anyway, so 10 years in HR, loving it. I don't think I'd change. I think a lot of people are asking themselves right now, is it a place to be? Do I want to be there? I actually still love it. And I still am in contact with people that I made a difference to, over 6 years ago. And when they come to you and go, and you're still in touch with them, or you go to their wedding, or you speak to them because they became a better manager on the back of speaking to you and all that sort of stuff. It's just those little things where you go, yes. But it's also taught a lot. It's also taught a lot about myself. So I was very lucky to go on an emotional intelligence course, and therefore learn a lot about myself, and on the back of it, learn a lot about HR. So yeah, and I can't wait to continue that journey, despite being super old already. But I'm just going to keep working, keep learning, and yeah, the Geek Squad has really accelerated that journey and the fun to it, because I think there is again a misconception that HR is dull, boring, beige. It really isn't, and I think it was perfect when I met you to understand that actually you can have fun and still be in HR. And I now, luckily, I no longer, it's like, oh, HR's here, just stop talking. Everyone's still like, oh, Susan's here, that's great. So I'm not known as HR, I'm known as me.
Nice.
You've actually got a name.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So,
that needs to go on your CV. That's amazing.
I have actually spiced up my CV on the back of being part of the Geek Squad. So yes, it's helped me a lot.
I love
That's
this.
me.
And I love that like 50% of your HR life has been with me. This makes me so
100%.
happy. But
And
also
it's only
makes
going
me
to
sound old.
continue. Oh yeah. I'll own that.
Love this, thank you. And Beth, Rees, Godfrey, Williams, Kernow, tell me everything about you.
Many names, same face. So I know we said we don't mention the CIPD word, but actually that is the reason I got into HR. Sorry. I did the qualification before I actually I sort of went into HR. So I did a degree in psychology, and was umming and ahhing about clinical psychology and stuff like that. And then it's really funny because my first job, well, it's not actually funny at all, but I'm going to say it anyway. My very first job after my undergrad degree, they got the whole contract wrong, and I got really annoyed by it. And it kind of was was it. I was like, I can do this better. So here I am. Proving
Love
that I can
that.
do
I
HR
love
better.
this.
So I kind of went in probably backwards, although I do loathe like the fact that it's cost me £200 odd this year to have 5 letters after my name. But so I've been in HR. I know I've been in HR since 2007, so 19 years. I know I don't look old enough, do I?
You're like 3 when you started.
Absolutely not. 21 again.
And I've literally, like you said, Suze, in terms of the traditional HR side of things. So it's very much corporate. This is how you dress. This is how you speak. And it always felt really clunky. Like I was constantly trying to work out what I need to say. I mean, it helps that I now know that I'm neurodivergent as well. So like, hello. This is why it was even more difficult. But yeah, that traditional sort of approach of this is what you need to do, this is what you need to say, you have to wear, your traditional trouser suits or whatever. And I always felt just really, really out of my comfort zone, because I felt like I could do so much more being my authentic self. And that's where this little unicorn comes in, isn't it, Michelle? Because I'd spent so many years being told that I need to be different, that I need to dress more corporately, that I need to speak more corporately, that I need to be, more by the book and all of this sort of stuff. And the reality is that we're working with people, we're individuals, and we need to be more human. Yes, there are rules. Yes, there are sort of policies, and they're helpful. I'm not saying that we throw the policies out and we just kind of go, on our merry little way. But it's
the Wild West.
Held to the policies, but there are different ways of being, and they're equally, acceptable and successful. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't be corporate, because I don't want to rule people out who are, that's their comfort zone as well, and that's absolutely fine. It's just not where I kind of sit. So I remember, Michelle, we were doing, it was inspirational leadership, wasn't it?
Leadership. Yeah.
That's how we met. And I said, who is this person? She's got pink on her slides and she's HR. Is this allowed? And I've kind of, you've been stuck with me ever since, haven't you, really?
Love this.
So what was that, 2023, 22, 23?
I don't know.
I haven't set
I think it might have been
520
sooner
menus.
than that.
since.
Yeah, I think it's
but
2021 that we met, Michelle, I think, the first
Yeah,
time.
I think
it
it was
might have been
21, you know, Beth.
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
it was early.
yeah, it was a good while before we had our very first geek meet that then became the Great Geek Get Together, or the Great Geek
Yes.
Together, because it was like I want to do this, but I don't think I can, or I don't know how. And I remember sitting in that hotel foyer
Yeah,
with our porn
in the
star
bar.
martinis a la Raki.
That was so good. That was
Yeah,
so good.
like planning what the Geek Together might actually look like, and that was kind
Yeah.
of your brainchild from fairly
Yeah,
early on,
literally
wasn't it?
from that night. Yeah, and I still feel like I'm like you. I can remember that conversation. I remember what I was wearing. I remember where we were sat. Like, I remember that we were drinking porn star martinis, and you'd set fire to the menu. Like, it was just.
It
But the whole
wasn't
like concept.
intentional. I'm not
Yes, it
that much of
was.
a rebel.
You're a firebug. I remember when we were talking about it. Like, even the concept of it blew my mind. I was like, I can't imagine
And look
it.
where you
Like,
are now.
I know, it's bananas, isn't it? And we're 3 years deep now. This is the third
Yeah.
year of the Geek
But I think it
Together.
just shows you that, you know, people want to be there. There is momentum, and it's still now there are more people who are thinking, wow, actually I can be my authentic self and I can work in HR. And I think there were
Yeah.
probably new people last year, there'll be new people this year. And I think it's about just, being you. And I think, as you said,
Yeah.
Beth, like, there is again this misconception that in HR you have to conform in a certain way, you have to write in a certain way, you have to talk in a certain way, you have to look in a certain way, and actually no, you don't. You can still be absolutely amazing at what you do, comply by the law, comply by the policies, use all that as your rule book, but then also play by
Yeah.
your own rule book. And if you
Yeah.
match those two together, you know that, and that's why I'm sure you're the same, Beth, and Michelle, I'm sure you're the same too. You know, we've still got people from years ago who we don't work with but are connections of ours who still say, hey, this has happened, what would you do? Because they know that we're going to put the human touch to it. We're not just going to say, let me open my policy book 5 point 2.2.5. You know, what would a human do? How do we feel? And also the laws the laws evolved so much, you know, even with sexual harassment coming in last year. Like, I've had to train 60-year-old men on sexual harassment because they're used to calling everybody love, babe, gorgeous, darling. Whereas actually, sadly, you can these days, but you've got to ask permission in a way, because now the law says that you shouldn't really do that. So everything has changed and evolved. But I think if you put the human touch to it and being you and the lens of you, it helps you. So I think all of that is just so helpful. Thanks to this group showing us that actually you can be that way as well as be in HR.
Who knew you could be human and work in HR? The irony.
100%. 100%.
I know. And I think
I just saw. Oh, sorry.
No. I was just saying that, you know, it doesn't matter the industry you work in either, because like I've worked across like public sector and manufacturing and everywhere in between, and the reality is that, you know, human is human. You might have different approaches, and you might have different processes, and some things may be more regimented because of the nature of it, but ultimately that conversation is still that human conversation. And you know, you're there to not be the policeman. I think that's been a big thing. It's like, we're not the police. And I think breaking down those barriers with the people we work with as well. We're not the police. Actually, we are people, and we want to work with you. And I think that's the key thing with working in HR for me. It's actually working in collaboration with, not against, managers and employees and everything else that comes with it, isn't it?
But we can also have fun too, and I think that's what's great about the Great Geek Together is that we have fun all together. It's as if HR's got to sit there in a room and be like, oh shh, oh shh. You know, no, actually we can be loud, we can be bold, we can do our thing. I remember at the Christmas party last year, and I was drinking and people were like, I was like, I'm allowed to drink. I'm not HR tonight. I'm an employee like you are. And by the way, I will still make sure that you're okay and that I'm okay, but I'm allowed to drink. And it's just that whole, like, just being yourself, which I think a lot of us probably did repress because we felt that was the right way of doing. But actually, no, we do not have to be. And I'm much happier, much better since knowing Michelle, but understanding that actually, you know, you can, no, but it's true, and I've told you many times, you know, that's the truth. And seeing that there's such a massive group of people who feel exactly the same way, it just makes you feel fizzy inside, you know.
Yeah. And we were
there
talking
is
as well
something about that.
about being ourselves,
Yeah.
in that you know, we were talking before we came on, wasn't it, that actually it's okay to be that sideline Sally. I think that's what we've referred to as well, isn't it? Because
100%.
although we talk about the fact that we're quite bright and bubbly and we're human, actually we're all very different. So some of us are hugely chatty and put a huge amount of stuff into the chat, and then there's others that are just, well, like me, sometimes just pop up with a random word just to be like, I'm here, and we just but it's okay. That's what I love about the Geek Squad, because we know everybody. I mean, I know we're getting bigger and bigger, but none of us is faceless. None of us feels like we will be judged for however we we kind of present, and that includes asking questions that we might think are silly, because I know we have fun, but we actually do have a like a sensible side where we do ask for.
We do sometimes talk about HR.
We actually work. I know, but like no question is a stupid question, and that's what I love. And that's not, you know, without wanting to knock any other sort of potential groups out there, the fact that it's not a faceless space, and the fact that it's a safe space to ask those without being judged on, well, you should know that, I think is awesome as well. And I think that's because that's something that, you know, Michelle has created and has been really sort of hot on, that we are ourselves, but we are also, you know, individuals, and we need to, there's that balance, and we know that. And I think, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe, doesn't it? So
100%. I mean, I'm always quite quiet on the WhatsApp group. I don't say too much, and then I ask questions, and even I've asked some personal questions and got some really lovely support on the back of it. And so I think, again, it's remembering that we're even humans at work, but we're also humans at home, and a lot of people have gone through similar things that you're going through, and getting that help and advice and support, regardless of the fact that you've basically missed, probably by this point, about 100,000 messages and therefore you've completely forgotten what's going on, but then you still get a huge amount of outpour, and I think that's really, it's just kind. And I think, you know, I think the first Geek Together was great, and the second one, for some reason, I really struggled. I think I remember Michelle telling you at the end, I couldn't even post on LinkedIn the day after. You know, everyone was posting on the day after, being like, it's amazing, and I was like, I'm actually broken, because the subject was so close to my heart at the time, and I realized that I wasn't actually being myself in lots of different parts of my life, and I thought, oh my God, that's hit me. But in a it was just made me reflect, and it made me reflect for a few months, let's say. But I think it really helped to be reminded that you need to put yourself at the center of your life. Whereas I think, you know, Bethany, you've got children too. I've got 2 children, and life's all about my kids or work, and I'd completely forgotten myself in the middle. And I think that, again, the Geek Together kind of made me realize that I can be Susanna. I don't have to be the HR person. I don't have to be mum. And so, it kind of brings out everything out of you. So I think from a personal perspective, as well as a professional perspective, the event is just, it's just an outpour of love, and you can, you know, but it's true, and you can just be who you want. Like I'm usually quiet at those events as well, but I get so much out of it. And then I've kind of, you know, and then this year, you know, I've gone from like not really participating, doing a tiny bit last year, then this year, you know, hosting a table with Tracy, which is just going to be so much fun, and that's just crazy. If you'd have told me 3 years ago that I'd be hosting a table, I'd be like, no way, there's no way I would do that. And now I'm super excited. So I think there is that evolution as well of yourself, and therefore you can do that, or you don't have to, right? You just can continue being an attendee and take away those amazing messages from, you know, so you can really do exactly what you want.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And it's funny, you've touched on like the principles behind each of the events are all based on geek values. So the first year the theme is connection. Last year the theme is authenticity. And this year the theme is belonging. And I just think like that is absolutely what we've created. And I always say we, because I feel like it has been a group effort. Like, I know you've been very kind and said it's all me, thanks. But the reality is, I think we've all made it, and that's what's made it amazing. Like, I just feel like, and even like Beth, I remember you saying to me when I was creating the logo with Hayley Lloyd, and I remember sending it to the Geek Squad group, and I remember you saying, but it's great because you took our input on and you made the geek face like a little caricature
Well, it
of
was
Michelle.
you, because originally it was a cute like sort of geek. And I was like, but I want Geek Michelle. Like, that's what we're here for.
Definitely.
And I think there's a few of us that said that it's really great, but we want sort of we want, you know, more you. That's like that's the brand, isn't it? And I know that feels like really scary, but you know, it's exactly what we're all for. You know, I'm not saying it's a cult, but
I mean,
I was waiting for someone. And
it's gonna be me.
obviously.
You've done Andy
that's
proud.
what
You've
it
called
was.
me the cult leader.
It's all right. I'm
But I think you
wanker,
should be
so-
proud of that. I think you need to be massively proud of what you created, and like all the like every time there's a stepping stone, and you don't have to be better each year, obviously. But I think people now know, who have been there twice already, know what to expect. And I think even if you're new, these sessions will help people understand what they're getting themselves into. And also they can remember, therefore, to be super extrovert and bold, but also could just be quiet and sit down and listen. But they'll take a lot from it. You're never going to go to any of those and go, oh god, I just lost a day. If anything, you're like, oh my god, like every session you get those oof moments and those like OMG. And that's, I think that this year obviously will be the same again. And that's and the fact that you're involving the geeks to be the hosts and, you know, welcoming people and being around, and, you know, you have that safe space and the calm space. So you're basically making sure that everyone feels super included. And I think that's really important, because anybody who is quite shy or anybody who does get overwhelmed quickly, you can still go to an event like that. Whereas other events are huge, massive, it's noise all the time. It's busy, it's food, it's sit down, it's got to connect, got to talk to people. I actually didn't talk to that many people last year, but I still got so much out of it, if that makes sense. So I think again, it's just I love it.
And you're right. I love that you said, like, last year you were just a bit like, OMG, there's so much to process. Like, I can't think. That is how I am after every geek event.
I'm sure.
I'm genuinely like, oh my god. There's so
much social battery used, isn't there? And just like, even with you, like, more with the planning and things that go in that we're not even involved in, but just the social battery, it takes like it takes a week just to kind of recharge from that, and then take stock and think, oh gosh, but in
the best way. Like, I feel like, yes, it's definitely social battery, and then some of it for me is like the emotions of it all. Like, I think I'm a slow processor, like, naturally anyway. But even just like, I love to just sit there. Like, my favorite thing to do after the Geek cover is to sit at home and just disassociate for a bit. But in the disassociation, what's coming in is all the comments or all the nice things that people said, or, you know, like all the fun things that have happened, or someone will send me a photo, like, and it just is lovely. Like, I just love it. I just love that. Like, oh my god, there's this thing, and we've made it, and it's amazing, and I can't put words to it yet, but I love it. You know, there's like something in that just, I don't know, fills my soul. It's weird.
But also it's that team effort, isn't it? Where you know, obviously you're superb on stage. I mean, you could easily do the whole day, right? You could literally just do all of the sessions and just be amazing. But the fact that you're including everyone and that everyone's got something a bit different is really nice. It's either an activity, or it's talking, or you're reading, or you're listening, or, you know, when we got the reveal of the dresses and being different, everything. It's just lovely how everyone's then brought their own personality and showing that, again, they're all different, but they've all given us a message where you go, oh okay. And then and you get feeling. I think I got a huge amount of emotion and feelings, and I think I was broken, but in an amazing way, because then I put myself back together on the back of it, thanks to what I've learned and read. Does that make sense? So it
absolutely.
You know, so it's
and I think that's what's really key, because it's about us as individuals who work in HR. It's not about employment law and what we need to be doing and all of those sorts of things, which is, you know, important in our sort of line of work, but this is about how do we connect, how do we sort of keep ourselves healthy,
Human.
you know. Exactly. And that connection is hugely important, because like you said, Susanna, it's you know, we've got sort of the ambassadors there, so if you are coming on your own, there's always somebody who will just say, come on, come and sit, and you know, and you've got a table where you don't have to, you can interact as much or as little as you feel comfortable doing. It's the whole point of this event is that you get out of it what you need to get out of it, not what we want you to get out of it, you know. You take from it what works, and I think that's what's really key. I'm still gutted that I had to miss the very first
I
get together, because
know.
I wasn't able to make it because of work.
Bloody work.
Damn that work shit.
I know.
Who needs to work anyway, right?
I know.
So overrated.
So this will actually be my second. Well, it's my third if you count the very, very like
That's
first
true.
one.
You were
But
the first.
it's
exactly.
it's my second sort of official Geek together. So yeah.
How do you?
Good.
This is interesting to me then, Beth. As this will be your second one, how do you like? Because for me, it feels like the WhatsApp in real life. But how do you see it coming in, having done one of the Geek Togethers? How do you see the Geek Together? Like, if you had to describe it, how would you describe it to someone?
I think it's, oh God, you put me on the spot now. Like
I'm watching swear words.
How dare you on a
mind.
live do that?
It's kind of like I would say it's kind of like a warm hug without wanting to sound really like corny, with a bit of rebellion and a bit of unicorn magic, and just I think I think acceptance of you as you in that moment, whether you are 100% you, whether you are 20% because you're a bit wobbly, because you know we talk a lot about burnout and things like that, particularly within HR profession as well, because I think people forget a lot about HR and the mental toll, because although things are supposed to be managers' responsibilities and stuff, we know that the majority of that actually falls on HR. Me, I'm using HR as a person now, but you know, working within HR, it tends to fall on our shoulders, and the reality is that can be quite challenging. And then if you've got challenges going on in the background at home and things like that, it can be tough. And I think going to the, you know, this event is just, you show up as you are and you take from it what you need, as we've kind of already said, and you've got people who are there who will accept you and will, you know, work with you in that moment. And if you're struggling, there's like so many people who will just say, hey, it's fine. And if you're struggling, Michelle's got you a quiet room as well, where you can just go in and chill out if it's like needed, you know. I think that's hugely important, because you know, where people have got a bit emotional, or because there are sort of those oof moments, as we've said, aren't there? But yeah, so for me, I mean, I went from not being there to being a table host straight away. So
like, good point. You did.
Bring it on. So yeah, if you can, you might have me. Yay!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! And the lovely Michelle, who I roped into being my partner in crime again this year.
Yes, I love this. So while we're on the table host thing, do you want to talk about like what's it like? So somebody who's never come before, we've talked about table hosts and ambassadors. What does that mean? Like what is that?
Yeah. So you will have obviously a very smiley, it's obligatory in the Geek Squad, isn't it? You will have a wonderful human who will greet you and make you feel very at home the moment you arrive. So whether that is the moment you walk through the door, showing you where to pick up your badge, where to pick up, you know, to grab a cup of coffee, to you know, number of people who are table hosts. So we've got however many tables, and each one will have their own unique theme based on what we have chosen.
And are you going to reveal your theme live on this call, Beth, or are you going to keep it a secret?
I'll keep it a secret. Or shall I reveal it?
It's up to you.
Can't remember now. It's like create your own join. It's a bit like
Yeah, that's it.
be yourself.
Love
So
this.
yeah,
Love this.
your own joy. So it's going to be a bit of, and that's the other thing, because I've got a bit of air dry clay going on in multiple colours.
I've seen the
But you
stash.
can just,
She has got all the air dry clay.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. You see, I like to be prepared, and I won't deny that actually everything was sorted in May.
Love it.
This is impressive. I'm so proud of you.
Otherwise I'll forget. I either have to do it in the moment, or I will forget. So I'll just go within the moment. But yeah, it's bring your own joy. But we've got like lots of different themes going on. But for Michelle and me in particular, it's going to be a case of you can create to your heart's content something that reflects you, something that you are passionate about, something that is just fun in the moment. And it also is really important because I think we get so used to being in an event where you have to sit still and you have to like can't make any noise. And if you're like me, actually I focus a lot more being able to do stuff, and quite a lot, like at the moment I'm here sitting with my pet, and so actually being able to actually actively and being encouraged to join in and do things, whilst engaging in that sort of what's going on stage, and taking in all of that information as well. I think I'd encourage everyone to just think about it as well, because you're not just going to be sitting in a dark, quiet, hushed environment. It's actually you are active, and without that really scary. The other thing I want to say is that it's not that scary. Introduce yourself to in that we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves, which is
tell me 10 things about yourself.
But you don't have to worry about having to have that, like, I've got to prep and have 3 things ready just in case, because actually you, like we said, you engage as much or as little as you feel comfortable in that moment, and hopefully you will come away from that kind of having so many more sort of connections as a result, and then join the after party for whatever rebellious creativity,
for the full carnage.
for the full karaoke, isn't it, Michelle?
It doesn't matter if you say it on the live, it's not going to be a thing. I love that Mandy's just commented fidgets as well, because that's one of the things that is super important to me, because like you, Beth, I've gone to so many conferences where it's like a dimly lit room, you're in theatre style seating, you've not got any space to like write any stuff down, or there's no pens or nothing to play with. And for me, having a conference space where, well, I suppose actually it's neurodiversity friendly, right? So
yes,
and I remember somebody, I think it was Hattie, that came up to me last year, one of the geeks, and said, like literally like eyes on sticks, and was like, oh my God, I've never been to a neurodiversity friendly conference before. Like I felt great. And it was just the nicest thing. So I was like, yes, friend, that is exactly what we need.
I would also just like to say that Hattie was on Michelle and my table. So,
it was thanks to you, Beth. Well done.
So it's all about Beth.
It's all about no, but I think that's really, I think he's hit the nail on the head though. Yeah. The fact that you're encouraged to just do what works for you. Because I remember because we had I think last year we had sort of canvases and pens and stuff like that, and it's like create your own sort of artwork and stuff. I can't remember what we themed it as off the top of my head now, but yes, it was like, no, you can doodle, you can do whatever that looks like for you, whether that's the Mona Lisa, or whether that's, in my case, it was bubbles and like different words across the top of each of those bubbles.
It'd be a stick man for me, I think. I can't even draw, literally.
But that's what I love. It's not about being an expert in something. Like, it's just doing something with your hands that helps you to concentrate. Like, and I love that. And that's a big thing for me. And I feel like when I deliver training, I do the same. But I feel like I only learned it, like properly learned it, probably in the last 5 years. Like, I just feel
Yeah.
like it's something that makes such a difference to me in terms of like listening and paying attention.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
wish I'd known about it earlier.
Yeah, because when you're allowed to do it, you actually are able to zone in on what's going on. When you physically can't, that's when it takes over,
Yeah.
and then you're not concentrating, are you?
Yeah, and then I just shut
That's the
down,
thing.
and it's just a completely different thing. Then it's a completely
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah.
Mandy, I broke my unicorn because I squished it so much.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's more coming this year, I'm sure.
I hear that so much. Honestly, I've had somebody, I think twice this week, I've had people message to say, "Oh my God, can I have another unicorn? I've broken it." I'm like, mate, they're collector's items. They get produced once a year. Once they're gone, they're gone. Like, that is it. That's a piece of HR memorabilia gone, friends. And I love that Rebecca has put in the comments, "This is my first venture into the Geek Together and I love it already. Well, I'm gutted I can't make it." Boo!
No! Oh my
Boo!
goodness, no! I tell you what, the next thing you got to do is, the thing is, there's no point doing like a live. You know how some people like stream events? I just don't think it would have the same
It wouldn't
effect.
translate, would it?
No.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
No. Oh
No.
no! Sorry,
I
you
know,
can't join
sad.
us.
Sad for you. You can join in with the joy from the lives beforehand, at least.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
And what about you, Susanna? What if you had to describe the event? I'll go 3 words. If you had to describe the event in 3 words, how would you describe it?
Okay, safe,
Ooh.
authentic. I know that's one of the themes, but it also is that. And there needs to be a bigger word than fun. I can't. Like, it's just it's a combination of those 3 things.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Safe is lovely. What a lovely word.
It is a safe
like,
space.
To come out straight
Definitely,
away. Yeah.
But again, because you're safe there to be whoever you want. And I think,
Yes.
we talk so much about psychological safety, and it really drives me nuts that CEOs and COOs just don't give a flying fuck about it.
Yeah.
But actually, if they did, think about how much better our world would be, because people would feel safe at work to say whatever they want without fear of repercussions, and not having to use the law and grievances to have, or whistleblowing to, if they were, I could just go on forever, but I won't. And so, it's one of those events where you just, I think I think there's a lot, actually, I think CEOs and COOs should join. That's what they should be doing. They should be understanding how humans work, and how events can be put together, and how
really
much you would get out of it, because you would walk out going, "Oh my God."
Yeah. And that was my thing really originally, is I wanted it to be like, I wanted it to be for HR people to experience belonging in real life. That's what I wanted
you've
to
nailed
be.
it. You've absolutely nailed it.
And I love
100%.
that, because we don't ever get it, do we? We have to deliver it in organizations, but we don't ever receive it in the same way.
But it's like when you're a therapist, right? A therapist has somebody that they then download to, but in HR you don't have anyone to download to, so then this becomes that, the space where you can download. And again, like I say, I know I've said I don't participate in the WhatsApp, but the number of messages where it's like, "Guys, oh my fucking God, I've had one of those days," and then it's like this huge download, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, oh my goodness, wow, for sure."
That is the best.
And it's just been hilarious. So I think it's definitely but I think for this year we're going to do be your own cheerleader for our table. So all about like you and how you can see yourself, and we've got a few fidget toys, we've got a few like colouring, so you can be calm and sort of wherever you want to be on what scale, essentially. So hopefully that will also attract people who want to just be themselves, but also maybe have not been cheering about themselves, because again, that whole thing about HR where we never ask ourselves how we are, and I think we also, hint a certain person on this call, find it difficult to cheer about themselves. And I think it's really important when you're given that space again where it's absolutely fine to be like, "Do you know what, I nailed that and I'm so proud of myself." But we don't say that enough, because we want others to say, "Well done," or we want others to tell you, "Well done, you did that great." But actually you want to be able you want there to be a space where you want to be able to message someone and be like, "Oh my God, I did this amazing thing and I'm so proud of myself," but without it being just like the text bit on your phone and it goes nowhere. It goes to a human. And then you get the outpour back. So yeah, that's what I think our table hopefully can try and create. I mean,
No, I love
there
that.
might be loads of people who love themselves already. We don't know, but if there's anyone on there who's feeling a little bit, you know,
But that's what's great about this as well, because Michelle's kind of given us free reign, within reason obviously,
100%.
but free reign. Every table host will have a very different, you know,
100%.
theme, and so people can choose which resonates with them, because
100%.
you know, different sort of themes will have different feelings and emotions and things that come with it, and so people can choose where they want to sit. There's no like, you have to be in this, you know, there's no seating plan. It's a case of right, okay, where you know, what looks, and then that's what you'll have on the table then, isn't it? Like, this is what this theme is, and you can choose what kind of works for you, and I think that's awesome then.
I literally coloured in drawings of Geek Adora last year, and it was just bliss. And I never do colouring. I never do anything where it's calm. Like, my kids are constantly, let's paint, and it's like, you know, it's painting, and I'm like, I just want to do it myself.
Like in the breaks, it was like, right, whatever you got, right, I'm going to steal this, and I'm going to do
100%.
the colouring in is like, I
just find it really peaceful.
The pens with the, you know, shut up, or I'm not talking, or whatever, you know, those sort of things you want to say. That was
love it.
I'm not listening.
Love it.
So no, it's I think that individuality shines through in the event as well. I think that's a huge thing. So
but also
I really
that whole
like that,
thing, Michelle, about not just sitting down. Like, there's so much where you get up, you sit down, you clap, you're laughing. Like, every time, I think it's, I can't remember what I would necessarily, it actually feels like an award ceremony. That's what it means. Like, you know, when you're all sitting down and then like someone wins, whereas every time somebody came to speak, everyone was like, oh my God, you know, because either you know them really well, or you've never known them, and you still feel like you know them at the end of their presentation. Regardless of if you've never met them, known them for 10 minutes, known them for years, it still has that same resonance.
Raw and honest, and
yes,
definitely.
That's the thing, because people do. That's the other thing, you know. And Susanna, you said about it being safe, and it's safe for the speakers as well, because they do kind of present themselves as themselves, and you know, there are some hard-hitting moments that we've had, aren't there? And but people have sort of really, you know, taken to that, and it's okay to be you, and I think that's what's to be celebrated with this event. You are you, and that's awesome, and that's okay, 100%. And that's you. And I think that's what we often forget, because we're told we have to be more this, we have to be more that, we have to be more beige, we have to be, you know, have to kind of toe
we have to be less emotional, and
and the reality is you are human, you are allowed to be who you are. I know we all have to adapt to a workplace, because we can't just go in, you know,
can't go in your pajamas every day.
and you know, we have to be mindful that other people don't like certain things, and but that's part of being human, isn't it? A workplace
100%.
is an extension of being human. You just have to have, and just because we work in the HR profession doesn't mean that we don't have a personality and have a human side as well.
But I think it's like an extension. Like, we're an extension of our workplace, I would say. Like, as a group, we're just an amazing HR community of people who all feel the same way about HR. We want the best for our business, we want the best for the people in the business, but we also want the best for ourselves, and we're not shy about that. And if it means, as you said, Beth, that sometimes that personality might have to be a tiny bit repressed at work, it doesn't have to be no, but like, not in a bad way. I don't mean you can't be you, but sometimes we have to, don't we? But actually, in the group, you can be absolutely 100% yourself, and then you can morph whatever you've been told in the group to go back into your job, and morph that into being a bit more, maybe, you know, a bit more, you know, but then you're so safe to speak about what you want, say what you want. I mean, because there are things that I don't agree with in HR. As a human, I don't agree with certain things, but then in HR, I'm like, well, actually, I have to agree with that, or I have to disagree with that. But then so it's all doing that constant. So it is a bit like having a couple of personalities, but one where this one is where you can absolutely just be whoever you want, with no barriers, no boundaries necessarily, and you feel and you get therefore so much more out of it, because you are yourself.
And you touched on, I don't know if it was Beth or Susan, I can't remember which one of you said it, but one of the other key elements for me anyway, for the Geek Together, is I always give over 50% of the agenda to geeks. And so 50% of our agenda is always one of our geeks wanting to either take their first time on the stage, wanting to share something they're really passionate about, wanting to, I don't know, do a stand-up comedy routine, like whatever they want. That's your bit, and every geek speaker gets a 10-minute slot. And I also really love that, because I'm like, actually, it wouldn't be the same event if we just had a succession of professional speakers. And I love that it's such a safe space. Like, it's the best place to debut your first time on a microphone, like, because everybody will be cheering you on. Everybody will laugh at the right bits, like everybody will get what you're talking about. Like, it's just
got to put a couple of swear words in and then you'll be fine.
Exactly. Stop the odd fuck, you're fine.
But yeah, you're totally right. And I think then it's probably given them the confidence to do more after that, you know. And I think
there've been so many geek speakers that have gone on to do like speaking gigs or go on to other events. I'm like, oh, that's my baby. Like, I just love it because they've had that wonderful safe space to go and practice something that is really scary, like genuinely really scary. So I love that. That's another key bit for me.
The geeks in general, isn't it, that empowerment, and that you know, we are, I think, Susanna, you kind of touched on it with your table theme as well. We need to be sort of more of our own cheerleaders, but as a community, we are each other's cheerleaders, aren't we?
100%.
And
100%.
you know, like you say, when we've had a bad day, whether that's work related or whatever, and you've kind of like have that, like you say, that download, and people are like, you know, and everyone's behind you 100%. The same way as when we ask for advice from a work related perspective, there's lots of really good and I think because the space has been created in such a way that we have such a diverse network of people, and not even just in HR as well. That's the other thing I think that's key. Like, we've got the HR Geek Squad, but the reality is that we've kind of brought people into
the finance.
Exactly.
And you get different perspectives as well then as a result. And I think that's, you know, because I think when you are operating in a set way and that's what you're always used to, it's difficult to kind of then feel okay with challenging the status quo. And I think that's what the network's really great about as well, because you can say, actually, no, I agree with you, or have you thought about this, or, you know, and it's all done in such a constructive way. You know, as well as lots of swears in between, but there, you know, there's that huge sort of just it's a really lovely balance of personality and safe space and genuine sort of knowledge. There's like such a huge amount of knowledge within the group, and it's really great to be able to kind of tap into that, whether you do that on a daily or a monthly or whatever that looks like. So.
And there's a huge amount of care as well. I haven't brought that word up yet, but care. Like, everyone cares. And I don't think I've ever experienced that in such a big group, but in such large numbers. Like, you know, everyone, regardless if they don't know you at all, they've never met you, but you are either asking for help for anything, you get it. And as you say, nobody's going to judge you. People might not agree with you, which is human, but you won't get judged. And that's very important, right? Because we're always worried at work or at school or whatever. I mean, my best friends, I guess, are probably the only ones where I would, and actually, Michelle, I know you'd never judge me, like, where I would just say anything that I think, oh my God, but I know that I wouldn't get judged. People might not agree with me, but they won't judge what I've done. And I think that is just, it's priceless. Like, you don't get that often, genuinely.
Yeah, it's definitely a very precious thing, isn't it? I find it. And again, like, it's one of those things where I just, like, sometimes I'm watching the group chat as it scrolls past at 1,000 miles an hour, but I love it. I'm like, oh my God, there's just so much like good energy in here. It just makes me so happy. I love it. It's the space that I always would have wanted, which just makes me so happy. I love it.
Well, you've created it for us, and we're so lucky.
What are you looking forward to most this year, do you think? I'll go Beth first. What are you looking forward to most for this year?
I I think just getting back in the room with everybody, because like it's lovely just to kind of see people, see new faces, and I think for me, like I've evolved each year, like how I am, and how, the first year where I wasn't able to make it, I was I was quite broken myself. I think it's quite fair to say that. I was quite unwell, and then last year I was kind of on the road to kind of feeling more me, and I wanted to kind of embrace it. And I think for myself this year, on a very selfish note, I think I'm going to be the most me, like authentic me,
love
that I'll have
that.
been in like the last few years, because I've kind of found my way, and a lot of that finding my way is through this sort of group, and being like, it's okay, we've had the conversations, like I've gone from corporate career to setting up my own business, and it's like, oh, do I do it, do I not? And then it's like, just do it. And the support's been phenomenal, and I haven't looked back, and it's just brought a huge different sort of I don't know, just a different way of thinking and being. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to, as well as seeing obviously the awesome speakers and everything that's just on the agenda. But I think just being in a room with so many different people who just want to be there because they want to be humans, and they are humans, and just embracing that. So yeah,
love that. What about you, Suze? What are you most looking forward to this year?
I think hosting a table with Tracy. Obviously, I think I've
you
grown...
two are going to sneak in prosecco as well. I just know it. When you're like, they're going to come in with a cool box hidden under the table.
She will. You know me, I don't drink much. But no, I think we've grown closer this year, and we get on in lots of different ways for lots of different personal reasons, and it's really helped. It's really helped me in lots of different ways, and I think hosting it together will be great, and seeing if we can, I guess she's made a difference to my life, I think I've made a bit of a difference to her life, and I think if we can do that to everybody on our table, I'd be so proud. Like, absolutely, on top of that, obviously seeing everybody, seeing like just everything about the event. But I think the fun bit, I think, will be hosting that table and seeing if we can sparkle a bit of what we've learned from each other this year onto others would just be amazing too.
I love that. And that's another thing, isn't it? Like, the thing that has been the wonderful side effect of Geeks has been all these spin-off friendships that have just happened. But I just think it's just the most lovely thing ever. Like, and I know we all do it. Like, so we all do. If you meet another geek out and about, you have to take a selfie, and it's called Geeks in the Wild. So I love it when somebody just drops into the chat a random Geeks in the Wild picture, and I'm like, oh my God, you've made a friend through Geeks. And it just brings me so much joy. So I love that. I love that for you.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't, I wouldn't have met Tracy any other way. And so it's really lovely.
That's cool. That is really cool. I feel like I'm the same as Beth in terms of wanting to get in the room. I feel like, and I think Claire Donald, one of the geeks, Claire Donald, coined this, but it's like HR Christmas for me. Like, and I think because I get all the lead up. Like, I get all the lead up as well, because all the planning starts.
Andy's going to be so annoyed with you.
But that's how it feels, because I've got all that lead up. It feels like I've got all of the like all the goodie bag bits coming in at home, all of the stuff coming in, all of the ideas in the chats. Like, for me, that feels like each little advent calendar door, and then on the day, like, that's the big Christmas Day, like that. And I genuinely get probably as excited for this as I do for genuine Christmas Day.
Well, you should. I mean,
I always walk in with butterflies, and I'm always like excited to see everybody. Like, it's just lush. I love it.
Yeah, but it's all your hard work. It's
100%.
kind of like
absolutely.
It's seeing everything come together. I think that's what's awesome as well, because we all love kind of supporting that, as an ambassador. And that's the other thing, because the question is, would anyone like to be? And there's no pressure. And like, if you want to host a table, you can host a table. If you want to, like you said, you there are opportunities to be a speaker, and then there's opportunities to do stuff like that. And everybody is so no Christmas chat. Everybody is so sort of like, but we all want, I think we're all so passionate about this network, this group. Like, it's not just your usual sort of networking group. It's just, I don't know, there's just something really sort of magical about it.
Well, it's like an extension of your friends, isn't it? It's like it's a different type of friend than your usual, like, I grew up with them, or I met them at work, or I met them. but we've organically all grown together.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
as you
I've
say,
met them on a
Michelle,
WhatsApp
there's
chat.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How weird is that, right? But then there's offshoots, and then there's bigger group of offshoots, there's one-on-ones, then there's like randoms, and then there's everyone, and it's just but again, you do what you want. You don't have to do any of that. You could just be in the WhatsApp group and then come together, Geek together, and that's it. Or you could just go to the to the monthly webinars, and that's it. You literally, as you say, can take out what you put in, really.
Exactly. It is mad, isn't it? Like we've got, I think we've got between 3 and 5 geeks who have never been in the WhatsApp chat, who've never shown up live to a session, but they've renewed every year. And I messaged one of them to check in on their renewal recently, and they're like, no, I love it because I'm really introverted, but I love being able to watch the chat. I love being able to catch up on recordings, and I love being a part of something cool. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But this is the thing,
cool,
you've created something where people are super loud, but also super quiet, and it's fine. It works just as well. And then there are people who don't.
Yeah. And speaking of sideline Sallies, here's Helen Harrison in the comments already. Just made it. Yay, Helen.
Thank goodness we didn't just stop. We're still going.
It was Helen I was thinking about when we said about sideline Sally. I was like, yes. That's what came up in the chat, wasn't it? So
But the sideline Sally was Amy's talk, wasn't it? Was it last year?
Yeah.
Was it Amy's talk? Was it sideline Sally? I can't remember if it was last year or the first. I think it was last year, where she talked about like being more introverted, standing on the side, you can still enjoy it, and it doesn't change. You know, you're still a great HR pro if you're a sideline Sally, and I just 100%. Love that that's one of our things now too. Which just it just brings me so much joy. The whole gang brings me so much joy, to be honest. Like everything.
And I think you couldn't see a group that has such a diverse number of, like, we are all personality wise. You have a huge extrovert this end and the biggest introvert this end, but we're all like together and encouraging and that sort of thing. And I think that's what's just awesome about it, because again, it's okay to be like that. Actually, it's encouraged to be who you are. You don't have to be extroverted. It's not like it's not a tick list of essential criteria to be extroverted.
I think I used to apologise a lot to Michelle's, like, I'm so sorry I don't interact in the chat, and she's like, it's fine. So now I'm not even sorry. Like it's just not my thing.
Don't be sorry.
But but at the same time, I love the group, absolutely will renew and wouldn't have it any other way. But it's just not me to do that.
And I don't think you should be sorry. Like, the whole point is you turn up, you take what you need, you go. And if it's not being in, I would hate for somebody to feel like they have to be in the chat all the time. I mean, I do because it's mine, but like I would hate for someone to feel like, well, I can't do it because I have to go in this chat. Like I would hate that. I want it to be like, show up, take the joy when it arrives, and then disappear off when you need to.
But it's the same thing for the, like the wine and all that stuff. Like I don't, I think I put a roast in there once. I was like, well, I don't drink, so I'm just going to put my roast dinner. And, I just thought, actually, I don't care. Because
we did have a phase of roast dinners, because I remember we were talking about Yorkshire puddings for quite a while. Yeah.
Talking of which, I made the most amazing Yorkshire pudding at Mum's actually this weekend. Last time I went there, I made a really good one. She's like, can you be on Yorkshire pudding duty today? I was like, oh, like my mum's the most incredible chef ever, so the fact that she asked me to do it, I was like, oh, okay, no pressure. And it turned out insane.
I feel like that's when you're winning at life. Like when you can master Yorkshire pudding, genuinely, that is when you're winning at life. Like you've nailed adulthood. If you can make a decent Yorkie, genuinely, like
it's so bloody easy.
So good. I make a great gluten-free Yorkie as well. That is a win. And you wouldn't know they were gluten-free. That's what I very much enjoy.
That's good. Well, what's the secret?
Corn flour. Corn flour.
Okay.
There you go. Who knew?
There you go. Geek Squad, HR and chefs.
There we go. See?
Get your puds out for the lads.
Don't be saying that in the workplace, though.
Yeah, probably not great. Yeah, anyone who's got us on speaker, sorry about that. Didn't mean it. So before we finish, this hour, by the way, has absolutely flown by. So thank you so much for joining me. What would you say to someone who is like hovering about buying a ticket, what would you say that would convert them to buying a ticket today if they were pondering it but haven't yet bought it?
I think just do it, because you won't regret it. It's such a lovely, welcoming space that's just so knowledgeable, and just, yeah, it's just full of energy. And I think even if you're not feeling great, it's a safe space where you can come and just be, and it's awesome.
Love this.
So,
Love
yeah.
this. And Suze, what would you say to a
I
person
would
who's pondering a ticket?
I'd say it's do it because it's the beginning of the next phase of something great.
Yeah.
Mic drop, like boom.
Boom. Well, you know, got to do it at 1 hour, right?
That's getting clipped up.
I'm sure you can find better words, but you know what I mean. It's like a
No,
door
I love
that's
it.
opening
Yeah.
to like
The
something
next
new.
chapter.
Yeah.
Love it so much. I absolutely love that. Thank you. I've got to say, I've got a shout out to Helen, who has said, stay away from crisp chat or pen chat. She is correct. We can now add Yorkshire puddings to that. Thank you. That's one of our themes in Geeks that goes mad. Somebody starts talking about crisps or pens, you can say goodbye to 1,000 messages.
Hence my reference earlier about 100,000 messages when I get on there.
Exactly. You're not wrong. Nobody fought you on that one. You're not wrong.
No, this is why I have, as much as I love the Geeks, I do have it on mute.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Mate, it's mine, and it's muted and archived.
Archived as well.
Oh my God, you archived it as well.
I didn't want to admit to the archive bit yet, but yeah.
It's only when I can bear to go in it. So yes, muted and archived is your
so
friend.
funny.
Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me. It has
Thank
been
you so
an
much for having us.
joy. Thank you. I have loved it. We may well see you on some other ones. Maybe you'll pop back in. But thank
who
you.
knows?
And if you've
not
enjoyed
invited,
today,
but I'm just going to turn up.
oh my God, please do. That'd be hilarious. And we will be back next week at 4 p.m. And next week I'm with Sharon MacArthur, who is one of our speakers. So that's going to be very exciting.
Exciting.
She who is Miss Menopause, who is probably the most hilarious person I've ever met. And she has also been to all of the events. So
Amazing.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So thanks very much. And we'll say goodbye to everybody. See ya.
Bye.